Shalom. Welcome back. We are continuing with our directed immersion in the book of Exodus. We are finishing up chapter 30 soon. So let's start with verse 35. And just a real quick prayer. May Adonai safeguard and protect all our pilots, our Mossad agents, all of our soldiers and the home command. May they be accurate and working with the anti-missile systems. May His Shekhinah safeguard and protect, as it is written in Tehillim, Hine lo yanum velo yishan shomer Yisrael. Behold, he doesn't slumber, he doesn't sleep, the one who safeguards Israel. And may the wicked Iranian regime be overthrown by their own people. May they experience freedom, and may there be freedom of religion in the area so people can hear freely of you, the God of Israel, the true God. All right, let's get started. So I'll just scan the verse first. Ve'asita otah ketoret rokach maaseh rokei'ach. Sorry, I'm still kind of have a bit of a cold left here. Hope it's not coming through too much. Memulach tahor kodesh. So I had to pause 3 times. Noises from the family. Hopefully it came through okay. All right. So the very first word, the asita. So this is, of course, the verb, the asa, ayin, sin, hey, and the hey has gone away. And then the to at the end. This reminds us of the word atah, you. So the asita means you did or you made. When we have the vav conversive, that changes the aspect. So instead of a completed action, it's an incomplete action. The asita, and you shall make. Next word, otah. So this is the definite direct object marker et with a suffix on the end. So that's how you say her, right? Not she, but her. Otah, her. But we'll just say it. Ve'asita otah, and you shall make it. Okay. Next, we have a construct chain with the next 2 words. Da ketoret rokach. Ketoret, kuf tet resh tav, related to, well, it's just related to the word for make smoky, right? Hiktil, to make smoky. So this is incense smoke, like a thick smoke from a spice cloud or something. So you shall make it, ve'asita otah, da ketoret rokach. So an incense of rokach, of mixture. Reish kuf chet is a mixture from the verb rakach, to mix. A rokach is a mixture. All right. Continuing. Next, we have another construct chain. Da maaseh rokei'ach. Da maaseh. So this is from the verb asa, like the first word in the verse, ayin, sin, hey, but this is a noun related to it. Oftentimes when you have a mem in front of a word, if you don't know what that word means, but you recognize the verbal root, then imagine it's something that somehow helps the verb to accomplish its task. So, what do you make? Something made. So, maaseh, a work of a rokei'ach. Now you should recognize the same root we saw up above, or heard. Rokach was a mixture, and rokei'ach this is an active participle from that verb. So the participle can oftentimes be used to denote a profession, it's called, like one who does the thing. So rokei'ach is like a mixer, but a mixer of ointments and such, right? Some would translate a perfumer, but I'm going to keep it very literal to the Hebrew so that you don't lose the play on words that's happening. It's a rokach that is made by a rokei'ach. So the maaseh rokei'ach, the handiwork or the work of a mixer. Okay, so far, the asita, and you shall rasa, you shall make otah, her or it, the ketoret rokach, incense of mixture, or incense, yeah, incense of mixture, that's fine. The maaseh rokei'ach, handiwork of a mixer, i.e. perfumer. Next, memulach. So if you're just listening, there's a strong dagesh in the lamed, indicating there are two lameds there. Mem, lamed, and there's a strong dagesh, so there's actually two, chet. So memulach. Now this is what's called a pu'al binyan. We haven't seen many of these yet. It's, if you've watched my video on grammar snippets with the menorah, this is the polar opposite to the PL, right? So if Kal is on one side of the menorah and Nifal is on the other side, the passive form of that, PL is on the same side as Kal, but it's another branch, and the opposite branch is Pu'al, so it's a passive PL. So it's kind of an enhanced, like a strengthened passive. Okay? So, mulach, the verbal root is malach, mem lamed chet. Who knows how to say the Dead Sea in Hebrew? It's yam, that's sea, ha, melach, the salt. Yam, ha, melach, sea of the salt. So we say Dead Sea in English, but in Hebrew it's the sea of salt. Or actually I should say, da, yam, in construct, ha, melach, sea of the salt. So we say the sea of the salt. So, mem mulach, so if malach is to be salty, and the PL, mileach, is to, like it's a strengthened form, like to cause to be salty, to make salty, then the pu'al, memulach, would be to be made salty. Okay? So, memulach, made salty, tahor. This adjective is modifying. So memulach, like salted perhaps, or saltily, salted. Tahor. Tet, he, vav, resh. Tahor, meaning pure. And the last word in the verse, kodesh. Kuf, dalet, shin. Kodesh. Holy. All right, let's read it again. This time you try to translate before I do. Ve'asita, and you shall asa, you shall do, you shall make otah, her or it, de ketoret rokach, an incense of mixture, or like an incense blend, perhaps. De maaseh rokei'ach, work or handiwork of a rokei'ach, of one who mixes, of a mixer. Memulach, salted. Tahor, pure. Kodesh, holy. Very nice. Now I'll just read it one more time and we'll be finished with this verse. Ve'asita otah ketoret rokach, va'aseh rokei'ach, Memulach tahor kodesh. How'd you do? Hope you did all right. Now, worthy of note, Nachmanides comments on the memulach that it's salted with Dead Sea salt. Interesting, and I was making that comment about the Dead Sea, right? Targum Onkelos, however, translates it as mixed. What he means, this is Nachmanides commenting on Onkelos' Aramaic translation, is that the spices should be rubbed out, that is, ground so fine and mixed so well together that the individual spices are no longer recognizable. This verb malah is found with a similar meaning in Isaiah 51:6. Though the heavens should melt away like smoke. Se'u l'shamayim einechem v'tabitu el ha'aretz mitachet ki shamayim ke'ashan. And then here comes nimlachu. That's the nifal, melted away or literally salted. The ha'aretz kabeged tivla v'yosheveha kemo kain yamotun. Okay, continuing. Be erased, he continues. That could simply be a form of nimluhu, since this phenomenon is known to occur. All right, he keeps going on and on for a while. I'll spare you from the rest of it. Chizkuni understands pure, that is free of any impurities. This was not necessarily the spices used for the anointing oil, since after the oil was prepared, the spices did not remain in it. That's svorno. So it's interesting. We see the kind of double meanings that we can get from salt in these places, right? And especially in proximity to tahor, pure. I remember a guy who maybe knew enough to be dangerous was insistent there was a mistake in the Greek of the New Testament because it was using salt in this way. But clearly he just wasn't familiar with Chazal and the various commentators. I should bring up my old friend Ibn Ezra understands the memulach tahor, refined, pure. So he's saying, interesting, the memulach again is refined. So like, you can see where Yeshua gets without sin, right? Being salty. Rather, seasoned with pure salt, like Dead Sea salt, salt that does not come from somewhere foul. Others say that the first word refers to salt that is finely ground. And the Rashbam has an interesting take on the memulach. He understands it rather mixed. The word memulach used here is related to malach, sailor, since sailors mix the water with their oars as they go. So I find that a bit far-fetched, but maybe not. Who knows?
When I think of Shem and the clearness of olives, oh, it takes me back to the Holy Land. Shem and running down
Actually, let's make this the end of this section. A lot of people enjoy the little 15-minute classes. So we'll end this one here, and then I will make another lesson for you guys for the next verse. The next one's quite involved, so
you anoint me with Shem and Shem and charing blood for nations.
shalom, shalom.